Now, I know that he is the greatest, probably the greatest club manager we've ever seen. And what he's done to change world football has been nothing short of amazing. But at what point does his runway run out? At what point can we say that he's on the hot seat? Um, Again, I don't think he would be on the hot seat. Thank you so much, Lewis. I don't think he would be on the hot seat necessarily. But at what point are you like, I don't, is his magic gone? Like what? How do we explain Man City's form? You know? Um, because I'm looking at it here and it looks like, he's got two draws. He had this City, the Forest win there where you kind of thought, listen, they've been on a bit of a rough form. I think they're going to figure it out here. And then they tie to Crystal Palace, and I'm like, I think they'll figure it out. And now with this loss to Juventus, I mean, it's getting brutal. I know that I'm pretty sure the blame is going, obviously. I've seen a lot of things going towards Kyle Walker, and probably rightfully so. But you have the likes of, Kyle Walker just doesn't have the legs anymore. You have Gundogan. He's just not the same player. Whether, Barcelona destroyed him, whether he's just pretty old, he can't get it, Kevin De Bruyne, I think he's just, again, it's the same thing where it's like, you never lose that touch. You never lose that touch of class that you have, but you just don't have the legs. And either Rodri is the greatest player that the world has ever seen, which, again, he's a great player. Or I think Pep Guardiola, no. Or I think Pep Guardiola is just kind of losing his mind a little bit, and he's just lost a step as well. There's been a lot of transfers that have happened as well. They're letting people go. They've kind of relied on this core. And they've gotten such a run off of this core. But at a certain point, you just kind of run out. And, like I said, the Rodri thing I think is very real. That, he is a linchpin. He's a great player. You should not collapse this bad for having one player missing. Again, or is he the greatest fucking footballer anyone's ever seen? I don't think so. And again, I think he's starting to feel the heat, but he knows, he just got the extension. He's signed until 2027. But now he's coming out with quotes, says Manchester City will be his final job in club football. So is he dropping little hints that he's burnt out too, maybe? Just like Jurgen Klopp was burnt out, maybe he's burnt out as well. The players, the message just doesn't hit the same. Hello, Mochi. Yeah, it just could be a lot of things. And when it rains, it pours, really, honestly. And penalty practice for City, we've just witnessed Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Ilkay Gundogan, and Erling Haaland all take penalties on Man City's training. They've all missed. No goalie. There wasn't even a goalie. When it rains, it pours. And like I said, I mean, could it be some of maybe there's just brain drain, Maybe they're just letting people go where maybe they shouldn't have, They got Savinho, great young player. Gundogan, oldie. But they let go of Julian Alvarez. Could they use him right now? I would venture to say so. I mean, it's not going well for him. And it's, Calvin Phillips, I think, waste anyway. He probably wasn't going to do shit. But the big one, obviously, Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's one where I think they're kind of kicking themselves. Like when Chelsea let go of Mo Salah and Kevin De Bruyne, I think that one's in that similar vein where they're kind of kicking themselves. Riyad Mahrez, Could they have used him for get some valuable minutes? I don't know. Cancelo, I don't know. It's just I think it's never gonna be one thing, that's gonna be the cause of it. It's always gonna be so many more, and I think Pep Guardiola is also tired. I think they've let go of players that they probably shouldn't have. They've brought in players where they haven't gotten up to speed as fast as they would have liked. And if we're being honest, the many times that they've beaten Liverpool to those title runs, the many times they've beaten Arsenal to those title runs, they've just hit these forms where are insane. Like they get wins, they get wins, they get wins. And you're like, are these people the devil? Like, how do they keep getting wins? And now it's like, now they've cashed it all in, and are they running out? Is that simply what it is? Where they used to get the bounces, now they're not? Like, I don't know. It's difficult to say. I think, again, you see a lot of Pep Guardiola playing people out of position, trying to keep his style, but he doesn't have the players to execute. And it's just, players don't look as sharp as they used to, or maybe they're the same old players, and it's just not looking good. You can get away with it because Kyle Walker is fast as Usain Bolt, so he'll cover. Gavardio looks great. Maybe he's not the best defensively, but he gets goals. Maybe Gundogan didn't have the legs, but he scored those clutch goals. And Bernardo Silva. I mean, these players really, they looked washed. And it's from one year to the next, and the drop off is drastic. So is it a system thing? Is it a legs thing? They've been maintaining such a high level. Are they just tired? Are the players just tired? Is everyone at City just tired? Again, they've put on a run of absolute ridiculous form and trophies and accolades. Are they tired? It's hard to keep that machine just going and going and going. Maybe they're just tired. Maybe that's what it is. But I want to know, do we think that it's possible that Pep Guardiola is possibly on the hot seat, if you will? Americans will know what that is. I think that's a British thing as well. Anyway, is he ever going to be on the hot seat, or do you just write it out, take this season as a loss and start fresh the next one? I'm pretty sure as well that great sporting director Tiki, oh man, what's his name? He's gone? I'm pretty sure, right? Tiki Burr, whatever the hell he was. I think he was at Barcelona as well with Pep, and he's the one that brought over Pep to Manchester City. I'm pretty sure he's gone. I'm more than sure. So is it maybe the signings aren't clicking as well as they could be because he's not there anymore? I don't know. I think it's a lot of different things, but I'm truly interested in, do we ever think that it goes so horribly that Pep Guardiola actually gets fired? I mean, I don't think so, but I'm gonna leave it out there. Or do we think it's all Pep's fault? Do we think it's the players' fault? You let me know what you think, but that's just some information out there to consider. And Manchester City are just don't look the juggernaut that they used to. They look so vulnerable, and it's almost crazy to see again, because they've maintained such form, such quality, that it's honestly, it's crazy to see right now. And yeah, but we'll see what happens with City moving forward. Where could they end up on the table? And if Pep Guardiola is fired, wants to leave, or what happens.